take a walk on the woo-woo side with me. Hello, I'm Michelle Douglas and I'm an intuitive healer, coach and soul realignment practitioner. And I'm on a mission to empower you to make the choices which align to who you are as a soul. If you'd like more information, visit me at findmysparkle.com. Hello, it's Michelle here, coming to you from my little office in not so sunny Queensland today. So today I'm going to be talking about stepping out of your comfort zone and how it can build your confidence. So I just wanted to start off first by saying that I actually have a number of websites that I manage. So I've got findmysparkle.com, which is the one I usually talk about, but I do have another that I've had since 2005. I think I built this one. This is called selfconfidence101.com, and this particular podcast relates to a post I'm about to put up on that website. What happens when you step out of your comfort zone is that you can build confidence, and I'll explain why that is. And even if you have a lot of self-confidence, you may actually feel discomfort every time you step out of your comfort zone. What is your comfort zone? Your comfort zone is a psychological state where you feel at ease when you're making certain choices. You're not being tested by those choices and they feel comfortable and safe. Now, I should elaborate here, and a lot of people may just say you're in a job you hate, and a lot of people will stay in a job they hate for years because it's comfortable and safe. It doesn't feel good to be there, but stepping out feels more painful, more uncomfortable and less safe than just putting up with the job that they're in, okay? So just because it's comfortable and safe doesn't mean it feels good to be there, okay? On selfconfidence101.com, I've actually put up a post that actually has a lovely visual to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here, but I'm going to try to verbalize it in a way that you will understand what I'm going on about today. So this is like a visual of what your comfort zone is. So let's say you've got a page with all these dots all over it, okay? In the middle of that page, you'll have a small red circle. It's a hollow circle. So let's say it's a red line on that circle, okay? Whatever decision or choice you make that falls within that red circle represents your comfort zone, okay? So those little dots, every time you're making a choice inside that red circle, you are making a choice that's inside your comfort zone. And all of those choices have brought you to where you are right now, okay? Whenever you make that choice that sits within that red circle, you are not feeling a great deal of discomfort. And these choices are often made without a second thought. So you've probably made the same choice a gazillion times in the past. So it's no issue for you to make that choice, make choice after choice from within that red circle over and over again. Now, if you look at your life right now, if there are any aspects you don't like, it's because you're making choices that are within your comfort zone. Just keep that one in mind. So what's wrong with staying in your comfort zone? Your life right this second is a reflection of what's in the red circle. It's a culmination of every single choice you've ever made that have led you to where you are right now. Now, if you don't like some aspects of your life, staying in your comfort zone is going to keep you stuck and you will keep getting what you've always got. You know that saying, if you keep doing what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got or something. Yeah, that. So playing it safe might feel comfortable, but over the long term, you're going to get bored, frustrated, possibly cranky at yourself for not moving forward in your life. So staying inside your comfort zone not a terrible thing, but when you stay in there too long, it does very little for your self-confidence. You don't feel like you're growing. So when you step out of your comfort zone, it can actually feel a little bit scary or uncomfortable, depending on how far outside of your comfort zone that you step. Now, some people are able to take bigger steps out of their comfort zone quite easily or comfortably, others not so much. So for many people, the first step will need to be really tiny. Make it a little tiny baby step, and that's perfectly okay. Now, if we go back to the visual I talked you through before with the red circle, let's say we have a green circle that's a bigger circle that the red circle falls inside of. So it's a bigger circle, so you've got a big green circle with a smaller red circle inside. Now, that green circle represents how far you're able to stretch outside of your comfort zone without really freaking out. Now, when you make a choice that's outside of the red circle but within the green circle, that's a new choice you could make, okay? That's still within your, what we call your bandwidth, but outside of your comfort zone. It's going to feel uncomfortable, a bit yucky, or even terrifying. But for somebody who's already struggling to step outside of their comfort zone, I'd actually recommend that you make your new choice that sits as close to the red circle as you possibly can. This is because the closer to the red circle your choice sits, the less discomfort you're going to feel. So if you're making choices that sit out close to the green circle line, you're actually going to feel a lot more discomfort, okay? Now, I know this is really difficult because I'm trying to explain this in a verbal sense, but if you are looking at the website at selfconfidence101.com, or if you're at the YouTube page, when to get to YouTube, it's findmysparkle.com/YouTube. I will make sure that the video I do for this one actually shows these images because it really helps to have that visual. So what happens when you step outside of your comfort zone? This is where things get very cool. When you start making new choices which sit outside of your comfort zone, you're going to feel more comfortable with those choices every time you make them. So at first, they'll feel really hard. Then over time, they'll become almost like second nature. Like it's just like, when you're learning to drive. The very first time you get behind the wheel, it's a huge step outside of your comfort zone, right? But over time, after many, many hours of driving, it becomes second nature. You don't even think about it. Like, I don't know about you, but I'll be driving along and think, did I go through that traffic light? Was it green? You just do it without even thinking. So what was originally inside your green circle but outside of the red circle now actually sits inside the red circle. So what's actually happened is your comfort zone has moved to incorporate that choice to learn to drive. And again, you need to look at the visuals because this is really difficult to explain. So the more choices you start making that are within that green circle but out of the red circle, it actually causes your comfort zone to shift. And this is how we grow. Like, if you think about where you were 10, 15 years ago, I would expect that at least most of you, if not all of you, have actually shifted your comfort zone somewhat. So that's pretty cool, huh? So what happens when you step outside of the green circle? So sometimes, and I might be one of these people, people want to get to where they want to go very quickly. And sometimes they take a massive leap outside of that comfort zone or outside of that green circle. Now, unfortunately, it's beyond what they're psychologically able to handle, I should say, and that they'll end up bouncing straight back into the red circle as quickly as they can because the discomfort of being so far from their comfort zone may become too much. There may be some exceptions, but if you're somebody who's wanting to build your confidence to make new positive choices in your life, then I suggest you make choices from within the green circle. Anything beyond that can just get too freaky for a lot of people, for most people, I would say. So this is an exercise in understanding what your limits are and how far you're prepared to stretch before you snap. Some people can take huge leaps out of their comfort zone and they'll be fine. Others can only take baby steps at first. But once you do take those steps, it's maintaining them. That can also be a challenge for some. So what I've learned is those that can take the biggest steps initially are doing great, but they may not be able to maintain it. Whereas somebody who's taking the little tiny baby steps because they just can't stretch that far, it's too much for them, they tend to, once they've made the step outside of the comfort zone, to stay there. So double-edged sword, or would you call it a double-edged sword? I suppose you could. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Either way, once you've made that step, you've got to made that new choice, you need to keep making that new choice to embed it and turn it into your comfort zone. Okay. So being able to take big steps or small steps is not better. One isn't better than the other. We're all individuals and we must do what feels more comfortable for us. So stepping out of your comfort zone, in my experience, is one of the best ways to build confidence. Because when you take those steps out of your comfort zone and into discomfort, you push through that, come out the other side feeling comfortable with your new choices. You feel a sense of accomplishment, right? I know, like when you master a new thing, it always feels good, right? So I see this with my clients every day. They hold themselves back, and sometimes for many, many years. And then with my support, they start to make these new choices. And as their confidence builds, they make more new choices and then more again. And all I can see is just this ongoing growth for them, and it's great. All right, so what's next? Okay, well, here's a little exercise you could do to take some little baby steps outside of your comfort zone and see how they feel, okay? So review all the choices you currently make on a day-to-day basis. Now, you might not remember or be able to recall all of them because a lot of them are unconscious. Now, think of a new choice you could make which takes you a teeny tiny bit outside of the red circle and into the green circle towards something that you would like to achieve. So work out, what's your intention first, and then think about a step, a little one that you could take outside of that red circle. Make the new choice, notice how you feel. Then celebrate the fact that you made that choice, and then keep making that choice. And after 3 weeks, 3 weeks, see how you feel about that. So what you'll find is that you're feeling a whole lot better about making that new choice every time you do so. So I will leave that one with you, but if you have any questions or you'd like to see the pretty pictures that I've put with this podcast and what you'll see on the website, it's selfconfidence101.com is the website I'm putting this one on. There will also be the YouTube video, as I mentioned before, and that's at findmysparkle.com/YouTube. And I will probably create a little post on findmysparkle.com so I can put the video on there as well. But any questions, reach out to me. Happy to talk, and I'll leave you with that. See you next time.